Now that you have visited my garden and done a little tour of the room, I'd like to share with you some of the details that I usually give at the beginning of art class to give you a sense of the plan for the year. I wanted to just remind you one more time of the three main points of my garden metaphor. I just really want you to hear that one, I am here to take care of you. Whether you are in cohort A, B, or working 100% remote this year, I want to make this work for you. And so I want you to know that I'm going to do everything I can to make this a really positive year and learning experience in art. Now, I know that I'll probably make some mistakes, and that's why I'm really working hard, and I hope you do too, to have a growth mindset. So when problems come up, we're going to think creatively, we're going to problem solve together, we're going to be flexible, and we will be able to come up with solutions. So I want you to encourage you to do the same. And the last thing that I wanted to remind you of is that even in these challenging times, we can continue to grow, just like a garden. Here's a few details that you need to be aware of. This year, there is going to be a rotation in specials that's different than every other year. You will be coming to art 3 different times for 2 weeks at a time. You'll join me for a full hour each time, which I'm actually really looking forward to. My lessons will include mixed media, which means that I'm really trying to still give you a variety of materials to work with. And you will have 2 projects to complete, some creative exercises, and some activities. Some parts will be done here, some parts will be done home. Remote learners, you will do all the parts at home. I am going to be providing art kits for all artists as soon as I get all the materials. I'm still waiting on that shipment. But when I do, you are going to get a bag of all sorts of little goodies that you'll be taking to and from school. That's going to enable you to have materials at home for the at-home portions of our projects. Remote learners, you will get that same kit plus a bonus kit at the beginning of each 2-week segment. That bonus kit will include the special materials that you might need because you won't actually be in my room. So for example, if cohort A and B are doing a ceramic project in class, you will be given an air-dried clay so that you can complete the same project just at home. I do want to mention that our funding only allows for 1 kit per student, so you'll definitely want to be responsible with the materials in your kit. Now, the way you'll know the plan for the week is through Seesaw. I'll be posting a week at a glance for cohort A, cohort B, and the remote learners. And there will be pre-recorded videos, there'll be materials and demonstrations so that you know exactly what to do. I will also be providing live art lessons on Wednesday. This will be a lesson available for all 3rd through 6th grade students, a half-hour long, that will give some extra opportunities for learning. And I hope that you will join me in that live format. Classroom expectations are the same this year as every other year, so this should look familiar. All of them focus on respect. And when we do these 5 areas of respect well, our classroom runs really smoothly and it's a fun, positive place to be. So what I would ask you to do is, one, respect teachers or adults that are in the room. Please raise your hand to share. Wait to be called on, follow directions, all of those basics that you are familiar with. Second, I would ask you to be mindful of the other students in the room and to be considerate with your words. This year, you're really going to want to honor that social distancing as well. I'd like you to respect yourself and remember that you're a learner. We're going to have that growth mindset even when we encounter frustrations or challenges. I'd like you to respect procedures. There's going to be some new procedures in addition to our typical fire drill lockdown procedures for cleaning and sanitizing. And last, as always, you guys know I've talked about how materials are super expensive, and so I want you to use those appropriately and put them back where they're supposed to go. Jobs will look a lot different this year since we're not working as teams. You're going to be working more as an individual to keep your space at your table or at the counter clean. That's going to include washing or sanitizing your hands before class, and then before you leave. You're going to use the materials that are set aside for you specifically. When we're done with class, you'll receive a wet wipe and some directions for where to put your materials for sanitation. You're going to clean your area, and then I'll use a special cleaner after you leave before the next class comes. And then there'll also be designated spots for your folder and sketchbook if you're going to see me the next day. Otherwise, you'll put those in your bag and you'll take them with you. So what's next? The first thing that we're going to do in this unit is to review the elements of art. If you're an older student, we'll also take a look at the principles of design. There's going to be some activities and challenges that go with that. We're going to make our sketchbooks. I always think this is so much fun. There's going to be some demo videos with how to paint those. We're going to get our folders set up for transporting your reference materials and your artwork. And then we'll launch into your first project of the year. And I'll be explaining those to each grade level specifically. All right. Have a great art class today, and I'll give you more content soon.